In today's video, I'm going to show you what I think is the closest thing to a time machine to the crypto space. Almost as if I gave you one of those click style remotes, which allowed you to pause price action right here and go back in time and enter Bitcoin at the very beginning to try and participate in this rally. Before Bitcoin became expensive and before Bitcoin started to get its legs underneath it. If you look at the ETFs now for Bitcoin, GBTC, IBIT, you look at Bitcoin futures, all of these to me are quite hard to enter and participate in. I've seen them at much lower levels. It's hard to buy Bitcoin at these high levels, especially when you've seen it at much lower prices, given the entire premise of the industry. However, FLD is a ticker that hit my radar today, and I think this is a much more approachable way to trade and enter the crypto space, especially if you missed that first rally inside of Bitcoin. FLD, for those of you unfamiliar, I wasn't, is a company called Fold Holdings. It's based out of Phoenix, Arizona, and the best way I know how to think about this, or they describe it rather, is personal finance for Bitcoin. They do things like checking accounts, they allow you to use Bitcoin, save Bitcoin. It's almost what you would expect to do with cash, but you're doing it with Bitcoin instead. You could even take out a Visa prepaid credit card against your Bitcoin. So I think that is just a way to participate in this crypto space. That's all I'm looking to do. I want to be in the entire crypto quote unquote arena, no pun intended. But I'd like to do it not at the expensive $90 price point, but rather at something much closer to this $0 mark, quite frankly, where you can risk 100% of the capital you risk on this particular trade. So think of this almost like an option with no expiry. Market pulse line inside of Fold Holdings is at 380, and currently the stock is at 390. So call it 380 to 390 is the price of this option with no expiration date. So we're looking to, or rather I'm looking to ride this out for as long as possible. And if it goes down, then 100% of the capital is what I'm willing to risk. That's what I mean by thinking of this as an option. Now, here's why I like this trade and why I'm willing to give it the risk that I am and why I think it's a nice proxy for Bitcoin. Today, the market pulse has transitioned to green. Up until this point, we're in a market stage of deceleration. We've now switched. You can see that up here, market stage acceleration. We're fairly close to the market pulse line, so I think that's yet another bonus point for this particular trade. I really don't like this large red candle, so I'm doing my best to just look past that. However, the red candle gives us an upper zone for price, which is closer to that $4.70 mark. So I think the upside target that you have, let me load in the trend line tool, at least on the shorter term, is an upside potential of 24%. Now that doesn't sound lucrative, risking 100% to try and make 24%. However, if you really zoom out and you take a look at where this stock may go, I think the potential for the stock is much more than a 2, 3, 4 bagger, which makes this, in my opinion, much more lucrative than an option. We had repeated the same idea inside of Palantir, and this was back when it was a $9 stock. It was basically thinking of this as a $9.80 option. I remember the price as well, and it was, if you risked this without having any kind of stop, what could Palantir do? And we see exactly what it did. Similar idea inside of Fold Holdings, except we're at the very beginning stages where the market is still trying to figure out, is this going to be one of those picks? Another thing I like on the daily time frame, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 different edge signal confirmations, all telling us that we're officially now in oversold territory. And finally, the last piece that I like, on the weekly time frame, we've had this back and forth momentum. And I think that this is likely to take us to our next leg up higher, breaking above this 475 mark. And that in itself would be a nice trade. Looking for anything else would be gravy on top of that. So there you go. That's another way, I think, to almost rewind time, go back, and try and find a way to participate in this crypto space without it breaking the bank. $3.90. Thinking of this as an option with no expiry, looking to try and participate in any move up as Fold Holdings finds its feet, gathers some buyers, and maybe even breaks above its previous high. Take care. Hope you found this video helpful. I'll leave a link to download the Market Pulse in the description box below. It's completely free.